Shalom, everybody. This is Rabbi Stuart Dauermann with a question for you. In congregations, is bigger always better? That's a real American question, you know. In America, we always assume that bigger is better. But in congregations, is this true? The question we need to ask is better at what? If the purpose of having a congregation is to attract a crowd, then yes, bigger is better. But if the purpose of a congregation in the Messianic movement is that we might attract and win more and more of our Jewish people to believe that Yeshua is the Messiah, to follow him, and to join us in being a sign, a demonstration, and a catalyst of God's consummating purposes for the seed of Jacob. If that's what we're supposed to be about, then again, is bigger always better? That's up for question. I want to share with you just a few minutes of research. This is a book by a fellow I met years ago. His name is Wolfgang Simpson, and the book is called Houses That Change the World. He was in California when I met him. He's in Germany now. He's a German man, and he's very much involved in house church building. And I believe in developing a HaB'er model, a HaB'er house church hybrid, which I call HaB'er, but that's for another video. But he's done a lot of research, and I'm researching his research and the research of other people as well. And I want to share that with you as the weeks, the months go by. But here's some of the research that he found, which I think is going to be interesting to you. So let's look at this. He talks about a fellow named Christian Schwartz. That's an interesting name, isn't it? For Jews, that's kind of a funny name, but Schwartz was a German name before it was a Jewish name, and Christian Schwartz is a German Christian. Wolfgang Simpson reports that in a worldwide research that German church growth specialist Christian Schwartz did, he studied the average number of people added to a congregation over the course of 5 years. And here's a little chart. He started with smaller groups and got larger and larger. The left-hand column is the size of the attendance of the group. Middle column is the people added over the course of 5 years. The right column is what percentage that represents. Interestingly, smallest group of 100 or less people, 32 people added over the course of 5 years for a growth rate of 63%. That's pretty good. A group that is larger than that, between 100 and 200 people, also added about 32 people over the course of 5 years, and these groups only grew by 23%. Groups of 200 to 300 people added an average of 39 people over the course of 5 years. That's only a 17% growth rate. You notice the diminishing percentage of growth? It's interesting. Groups that had between 300 and 400 people added an average of 25 people over the course of 5 years. That's only 7%. And then groups, the largest groups, between 400 and about 3,000 people, added only an average of about 112 people over the course of 5 years for a mere 5% growth rate. Now, this is something we need to pay attention to. So let's look at the consequences of this. The relationship is as simple as a seesaw and a playground. The statistics show that in the overwhelming majority of cases, as quantity goes up, growth potential goes down. I hate to tell you this, but that's the research. So one key to outreach success is to multiply smaller gatherings. And I want to leave you with one outlandish question that I ask, and it's this. Could it be that the larger the gathering, the better we get at doing worse and worse while costing more and more? I'll ask it again. Could it be that the larger the gathering, the better we get at doing worse and worse while costing more and more? That's a provocative question. I want to leave that question with you. Is bigger always better in congregational matters? Go fight about it. We'll think about it, and we'll come back and talk about things like this again here at Interfaithfulness, where we're building bridges, where history builds walls. Shalom for now.